If you want to be a great driver of the golf ball, you've got to learn how to swing through the ball correctly. Now I'm going to put 3 pictures on the screen here of 3 great drivers of the golf ball in the same position. And what you're going to notice all 3 of them do that we have to do as well is, number 1, a free release through the ball, which I'll explain what that means and how to do it. And as we're freely releasing the club, the ability to keep the head back and shoulder down. A free release through the ball while keeping the head back and the shoulder down. Look at all 3 of these golfers and how similar they look. And obviously when I say these 3 golfers, that's Tiger, Rory, and Xander, some of the best drivers of the golf ball on the planet. Okay, number 1, to drive the golf ball well, we need to learn how to freely release the club. Now, a couple indicators you're gonna see with some of those models on there and what you wanna look for. The first and easiest place to start the golf ball is the ability to get the left fingers under the right fingers. The ability to have the left fingers under the right fingers is a great indicator of a free release. Really important to note here, guys, when I'm saying getting the left fingers under the right, when I'm doing that, you have to be able to do that in terms of arm rotation without the right shoulder coming up. So if I do it the bad way, what I'm not looking for is your ability to get the left fingers under the right like this, with a real high right shoulder. Then my body's gotten way farther from the ground. My contact, where I hit the ball in the face, is gonna be very hard to control. What you'll see all those good ball strikers do, can you get your left fingers under your right while the shoulder stays down? That's how you do the arm rotation correctly. Now, a free release really comes from 2 things. The first is arm rotation, which we'll talk about and how much to do. And the second is the ability to re-hinge the club. So it's arm rotation and hinging through the ball. Now, most golfers I work with who struggle with the driver do not have enough arm rotation. You'll know this is you if you tend to struggle with shots to the right, especially if the ball curves to the right, any sort of weak right miss. Now, here's a simple place to start. During the downswing of any good driver, if we look at a stock model, the amount of arm rotation here is pretty simple. We would see that the glove logo of the lead hand would point directly away from them when they're at about this kind of hands just below hip high position. And through the ball, they get the glove logo from pointed from them to pointed straight behind them. So do this with me with a club. Glove logo away from you, glove logo behind you. Let's do a couple in a row. Away from you, behind you, away from you, behind you. This is going to start to get you the amount of arm rotation that you need. Here's a good image you can see of Sam Snead through the ball, very good driver of the golf ball, and how when he works through, you can see the left hand underneath the right, and you can see the club face is rotated to the plane a bit, meaning that the toe is in front of the heel. This natural amount of arm rotation through the ball, defined by the glove logo going from away from you to behind you and even slightly down towards the ground, is a big piece that's going to help you square the club face. And I know some of you get nervous about arm rotation, but look, the best drivers of the golf ball have the most amount of arm rotation as measured, and they're the most consistent off the tee. Just to confirm, you heard me right there. They have the most arm rotation and they're the most consistent. So I don't want you to be afraid about this arm rotation because you need a bunch of it. In terms of amounts, if the ball's curving to the right, add in more. If you're over curving to the left, we could just cool it down a little bit. Now, we said there's 2 parts to this free release. There's the arm rotation and there's the rehinging, right? So the worst ball strikers with driver that I would see, this might be you, when they come through the ball, they never rehinge the wrists. We want to be able to rehinge it. You'll see with the models on the screen at about 30 to 45 degrees. What that means is it's not straight towards the target. It's not straight up towards the sky. It's about halfway in between those two. Simple feel to gather this without a club. Start with the glove logo away and the thumb up towards the sky in your delivery position. And as you swing through the ball, get the glove logo slightly down and away and get the thumb to point back up towards the sky. Now notice as I'm doing this, and we'll show the Sam Sneads facing towards you, that there is some arm rotation here, that the glove logo points a little bit down and left, and the thumb points up and back. What that means from this angle, you'll see Sam Snead come through, and good ball strikers. Notice as I come through, the arm has rotated, right? So the left elbow's down and back. The glove logo's down and back, and the thumb is up and to the left. That provides me with the face rotation that I need. So let's start with this first, feeling the arm rotation and the rehinging through the ball, and then we'll add a couple layers to this. So like we saw with that last shot I hit, little baby draw pretty much right down the middle of the fairway. So I'm going to assume that I did the correct amount of arm rotation. If you're missing weak right, assuming a normal grip and setup, add in more of it. If you're overdrawing to the left, you could take a little off. Now, as I'm doing the arm rotation and rehinging through the ball, I like to feel it with the lead arm only. A big key here is to notice that the head stays back. Now the arm rotation we said helps square the face, so that helps you hit it straighter. It also adds speed, which helps you hit it longer, but the head staying back is a piece that's gonna help control the angle of attack. That means that helps get the club head with a driver like we want to approach the golf ball from low and inside. If my head went too forward, that would get the club head hitting too far down and left. That'd be poor contact, loss of distance, and pulls and fades. So it's the arm rotation and rehinging with the ability to keep the head back. One of the key things you'll notice is if we draw a line up from the golf ball, as they swing through the ball and they have the free release, the head stays back of the golf ball line. Now, if we put those players on the screen, they don't keep their head back and their hips back like this. None of them in the follow through, put them up there, they don't look like this. What they do look like is their head stays back, they freely release the club, but the hips are still pushed forward. So I like to imagine a wall up from the golf ball, and as I'm doing my free release, I'm gonna keep my head back of that wall. Okay, so we have the arm rotation and the rehinging to help square the club face and gain some speed. The head staying back is gonna help that club head come into the ball from low and inside to really maximize the distance you have without having to swing any harder. So the last piece of the puzzle, as we have the free release, we have the head staying back, is the ability to keep the shoulder down. And if we show you the Sam Snead, it's a really nice visual here of how the right shoulder stays down much lower than the left. And the shoulder staying down is gonna help us get the club from inside, but it's also gonna help us keep our inclination to the ground so we're not standing up through the ball too much. It's gonna make the contact a lot easier. So free release, head back, shoulder down. So just as you're practicing this, one of the references I'll give to a lot of my students, if you just want to put a club in line with the golf ball, I like to do my lead arm only, feel the left elbow and glove logo, right, the arm rotation, both of those pointing a little bit down and left as I'm rehinging the club. That's kind of what we call that free release. As I'm doing it with the club here, I'm imagining my hips are pushing forward of that club, but my head is staying back. Free release, hips forward, head back, shoulder down. So obviously there's a huge correlation with the pieces we're talking about and your ability to drive the ball anything like the guys on the screen. If you don't have enough arm rotation through the shot, if you get your head and upper body working too far forward, you're never gonna drive the ball anywhere close to your ability level. Now, while those are super important through the ball, how you set up to the ball and some pieces earlier do matter. Let's just quick review those. Just to make sure that you can get the most benefit from the through the ball pieces at the setup, one really important thing to look for is that every part of the lead side of your body is higher than the trail side. Maybe we'll put an old Prime Tiger on there where you can see the left knee is higher than the right knee. The left hip is higher than the right hip. The left elbow is higher than the right elbow. The left shoulder, you guessed it, higher than the right. Even the left ear is higher than the right. Having a little bit of tilt at the setup by having all segments on the lead side higher is gonna help get that club working into the ball like we want from low and inside. As an added bonus, like the players on the screen, you'll see the feet width just outside shoulders, and you want to have the ball position somewhere close to your lead armpit. I probably wouldn't go any more forward than the shoulder or any more back than the shirt logo, but about lead armpit would be a good place to live. So if you get all the segments on the lead side higher, the ball position neutral at your setup position with the feet width, you should be good to be able to maximize those pieces through the ball. Look, of course, there's more to the swing than just the setup and the follow through. You want to make sure during the backswing, you've got adequate depth. You want to make sure that you keep the club face square to close enough, right? Those are things that could cause you issues. But if you get the setup and the through the ball piece as well, you're going to maximize your ability to drive the golf ball well. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put a card on the screen at the end if you want more with driver, my favorite drill of all time, to help you hit the ball better. If you want help with your driver, come see me in person up here in Bethlehem during the summer, down in Boca during the wintertime, or go to cogornogolf.com. Send us in your swings from wherever you are in the world. We'd love to work with you there. If you want to see my all-time favorite driver drill, watch this video next.